On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.607 on the Get Up and Go Show, and they say the band played on. They're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and they're with us nice and early this morning, Bonnie.
They got up so early with us, like they've been doing it for the last week or so, Evan, and man, are they good.
I think between my little talk with them and Marcel sending out an email to them, that's who found our band, I think they really got their act together now.
Did we ever find out how much we're paying them?
I don't know, Phil, can you answer that question for me?
I don't handle the financials on this show.
I don't know. I'll have to have a talk with the band leader. I'll speak to them after I'll send an email on the break to the band leader in the other room because I'm not allowed in that other room because of quarantine purposes. So I'll send an email over to the next room where they're hanging out and playing away.
Yeah.
And I'll find out.
You know, they're the kind of band now that shouldn't be playing in front of an audience that really isn't there. Well, thank goodness our listening audience is there.
Yeah.
But they should be performing like out at Shuckers or somewhere out on Hutchinson Island with that nice dance music with people dancing in the ballroom.
You know where actually I think they do very well is the assisted living facilities.
Oh, very nice.
I think that's more of their pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's why they're called the Shy Guys.
That's right.
Fredo and the Shy Guys. They don't like to be in front of people. So
They could go perform at the Villages, maybe.
No. Yeah, that's another great place. The Villages.
Yeah.
You know, Saturday night, big band night at the your local FOP lodge or something like that. American Legion.
The
Those
Polish.
kind of Polish American Club, Italian American Club.
I miss that Polish American Club being open in Port St. Lucie
Yeah.
because
Did you ever go there
yeah.
for dance night or anything like that?
No, not for dance night,
Well,
but
polka here, polka there, polka everywhere.
twice a year they have like a huge event. It's like a garage sale. It's like a rummage sale going on that they put on.
All right.
And everybody comes in and
Cool.
sells their arts and crafts and different kind of things. I bought a lot of Christmas decorations for my house there one year.
Okay.
And it was all at this one, just this single guy's venue that he had all of these like ceramic. There was like a ceramic like Santa Claus that was white. I think there was a little lamb, a Christmas lamb that was white. I brought all these white ceramics home, you know. I put them up on the mantle, thought about painting them.
Are your walls white?
No, they're brown.
Okay, I was going to say, if your walls are white and you're putting white ceramic things up on the shelf, you're not going to be able to see them.
I guess
they'll blend in.
It's why it's worked because I was gonna, I was gonna paint all of these, but I put them up and I thought, you know what? I like that white regular ceramic look. I'm not going to do it. The only thing I did was put some of that like ceramic spray that kind of saves the material of it, like a white ceramic spray that I bought.
So if you could find one item that you've never found at a rummage sale and you finally found it, what would be the ideal item that you would be on the hunt for?
I don't know, but do you
what
know,
don't you have that you really want?
maybe
I have a better idea.
Yeah.
I have a better idea. Do you have that item in your mind? Do you know what it is?
Yes, I do.
If you know what it is, you know what time it is, Bonnie.
We're
Time
gonna
to ask the magic 8 ball.
You bet.
All right, go ahead. Ask the 8 ball.
Oh, mighty magic 8 ball, will I find the item I'm thinking of at my next local garage sale?
Magic 8 Ball response is, don't count on it. The Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
Yeah, probably not, because it had been like a mountain bike. I like the mongoose bikes.
Oh, those are nice.
And I want to find one like brand new and with, one where the tires aren't wearing out.
I don't know if you're going to find a brand new one at a garage sale. You might find a slightly used one at a garage sale.
And a 26-inch at that.
Now, I was in Walmart the other day. I had to go in and get a couple of things. I masked up before I went in, of course.
Good.
And as I was walking by the toy department, the bike racks were naked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bike racks were bare.
that doesn't surprise me.
You know what that
No.
means? Everybody's buying bikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people missing that exercise.
They want to get out
Yeah.
and exercise.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Walmart actually has a guy that comes. Walmart actually has a guy who comes in and builds bikes all day long.
Yeah, they
And,
do that definitely.
Outback, from what I've seen, man, they're building at least a dozen or more bikes a day.
Wow.
They just keep coming in and building them. It's crazy.
How would you like
How
to
much
have
do
that
they
job as a bike assembler all day long? All you do is build bikes, blow up tires, put the wheels on the bike, tighten a few nuts, and you wind up going nuts after building 12 bikes all day.
Well, you know, if you're good enough at it and that's your passion, and then if you're making so much money per bike, I mean, I hope they give you a big commission if you're working for somebody else.
I mean, think about it. If they pay you $20 a bike and you do 10 bikes a day, that's $200
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's $1,000 in a 5-day work week.
Well, Home Depot has a guy who comes in and just builds grills all day long. Because
Wow.
you ever walk into Home Depot and they got a whole fleet of barbecue grills?
Yeah, I like the way you say that, the whole fleet. It's literally a fleet. It's like an army of grills before you
It
walk in the
is.
front door.
Yeah.
It really
is.
is.
It is.
You just pick one and roll it right out.
Oh, grills and the lawn tractors.
Yeah, those are another
Yeah.
ones. A fleet
Yeah.
of lawnmowers and tractors.
I think I'm going to
And
go
they-
buy a lawn tractor and like drive it home. You know, like you would buy a bike and ride a bike
Wait
home.
a minute. Why would you go buy a lawn tractor and drive it home?
Because I don't have a truck or a van, and I don't want to call and bother somebody to hoist it up there and bring it
Bonnie,
home.
can we record this when you do that?
Yeah, can we record the video of this? Bonnie
Yeah.
going down Port St. Lucie Boulevard on a John Deere. And
That'd be
we'll play
awesome.
Willie Nelson's song On the Road Again in the
We'll
background.
get a 10 share if we can get that recorded. You know, it's just be
Wow.
awesome. You know,
Yeah.
Now, do you have lawn service that does your lawn at home?
We do already.
Okay.
But I've always wanted that lawn tractor and, you know, do my own lawn, you know.
Okay. Well, Home Depot has a 30-day return policy. So you could actually go and buy it, ride it home on the road, and then decide you don't want to keep it, ride it back to Home Depot.
yeah.
I mean, you could even
Yeah.
just buy it, ride it around the parking lot for a little while, and then just decide, oh, you know what? The seat's not the right size for me. I think I'll just take it back.
Or you could take it right out to Moroso and drag race it. One of the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
there. You know?
Drag racing John Deere tractors. And you could put a jet engine on it, and you could race it with the jet funny cars.
Rather be drag racing with it than demolition derby or something.
Oh my gosh, that's another thing. Could you
That'd be
imagine
awesome.
demolition derby with lawn tractors?
That, you know,
Or-
that reminds me of the bumper cars at the fair, man.
That's another one. Bumper cars with John Deere tractors.
I went on the bumper cars at the fair for the very first
Did you get
time
whiplash?
this year. I went on with my stepson. I'm
Okay.
surprised we both fit in that little bumper car
You
area.
never been on bumper cars?
You've never
before?
been in a bumper car?
No, that was the first time. Unusually,
Really?
yeah, that was
Wow.
the first time.
Wow.
No, which fair? St. Lucie County or
Mar-
South Florida?
Martin County.
Martin County.
This
Okay.
year.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you get thrown around all over the place?
Oh, you know what? There were like a lot of these little kids, and this little kid with this big, serious look on his face was coming right at us.
Oh
and
no.
then I was looking at him like,
Did you have a panic attack?
"Are you really going to do this?" But then he was nice, and he turned the corner.
Oh,
Like he was a
how are you
gentle
nice
kid.
in bumper cars?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
That's where you take out all your frustrations on people.
Right. He saw my face or something, and then the child didn't want to hit me. He turned
You
away.
went nuts, huh?
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was nice of
He
him.
must have. He was like, I can't hurt this pretty face. No way. No way. Bumper cars. Can't believe you've never been on bumper cars.
It was
before.
embarrassing because Gary was watching, and Jaden and I got in there, and I think the foot pedal. I don't know. The foot pedal might have been. I couldn't operate the foot pedal, and we weren't
Wait a
going
minute.
anywhere.
Wait.
Wait, hold it. Stop. Stop right there. How can you not operate a foot pedal?
I don't know. I
You
couldn't
push
find
down.
it, and
You couldn't find the foot pedal?
No.
Or were your legs not long enough?
So we were just sitting there.
I mean, that's possible. Vertically challenged. I'm not saying you're short, Bonnie. Bonnie is turning so red right now. This is crazy. I'm not saying that you're short. Don't get me wrong. But there are people that are, I don't like to say the word short. I say that there are some people that are vertically challenged that cannot reach the foot pedal. Therefore, they give them a broomstick handle to reach the foot pedal.
What is a Wicked Witch from the West?
But we finally
broomstick.
figured it out. And then when we got rolling, we did very well.
So
there you go.
Who pressed the foot pedal?
I think it was Jaden finally.
Now, is Jaden taller than you?
We're above the same height right now.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. You can't hit the pedal. Jaden can hit the pedal, but you're both the same height. So the only thing that I could possibly think of is that the foot pedal was on Jaden's side of the bumper car. That's why you couldn't find it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I could think of. That's the reason
that it was just like a weird thing. And then Gary had this look on his face like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Please tell me what's wrong. Okay. Note to self.
All right, hold on.
Note to self.
Find
Find a foot pedal in bumper car.
No, I was on those
going.
go-karts before. You ever ride around the track and race your friend in a go-kart?
I've been to a go-kart track down in West Palm Beach in Lake Worth. They have one off 10th Avenue North. And that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
And usually the single go-kart, do you go, Bonnie, with a single or a double? Which one did you do?
We did a single one because I was racing my friend Stacy around the track.
All right. So the gas was now in the go-karts, the gas and the foot pedal are not next to each other. Why are you laughing?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been in a go-kart.
talking to Bonnie. Why is she laughing about this?
I just can't remember how we operated that one. It was so long.
The gas is on the right in a go-kart, and then you have the steering wheel, and they put the brake. The brake is on the left. That's not opposite. It's like that in a car.
Oh, okay.
It's like that in a car.
Yeah.
The gas is on the right. The brake is on the left. Except they just separate it by the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah. Boy, those go-karts went fast.
Yeah.
I
used to go to Grand Prix Racerama down there in Dania. Remember that,
no.
Evan?
Yes, I remember. Yes. Right off of I-95 and Sterling Road.
And I'm going to take you back even further. Do you remember what used to be next to it?
The water park, Six Flags Atlantis.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Six Flags, the water park.
Here?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You had a
That
Six
was awesome.
Flags
we had
here?
we had a Six Flags Atlantis down in Dania, Florida.
Oh.
They had a water park down there. And wow, that was the bomb to go.
That place was great, man.
Grand Prix Racerama was good.
Go-kart place.
Yeah.
Grand Prix had like the world's largest video arcade for nerds.
Yes.
Yeah,
they did.
Phil would have loved it down there.
I did. I used to go in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
did you ever go? Oh, go ahead.
You could find Phil like super glued to like Space Invaders. Literally.
Did you ever go in a Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, they have one down there in Dania.
Oh,
there's
do they?
one.
Yeah.
That's where Six Flags used to be. Now it's Dave and Buster's.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go to the one that's in Daytona.
Okay.
I've gone there like twice now.
That's a lot of fun.
They have like the world's biggest Pac-Man in there, and there might even be the world's biggest Space Invaders, if I remember right.
Yeah, you
what's
can
cool?
go broke going to one of those places.
Yeah.
In Delray, they have the pinball museum.
What?
And you didn't know this?
No.
Oh, yeah. There's a 2-story pinball museum. You go in there, you pay like a flat fee, and then you just go in there and you play pinball all day in classic arcade games.
Wow.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Note to self: when pandemic lifts, go to pinball museum.
It's awesome.
Sounds cool.
6:20 right now. It's news time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the latest headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And let's break down the coronavirus cases by county. And the number right here in Martin County, 186 confirmed with 5 deaths. Number of cases confirmed in St. Lucie County, 239. there are 22 deaths. And in Indian River County, 90 confirmed cases with 7 deaths. The Department of Health is reopening another 47 coronavirus-related deaths in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
So we're going to be safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
And Governor Ron DeSantis says phase 1 of Florida's reopening will be starting Monday, with the exception of the 3 hardest hit counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Restaurants will be allowed to partially reopen.
The restaurants, what we're going to do is allow outdoor seating with social distancing. So you need to have at least 6 feet apart from the tables. And then indoors, they can do 25% capacity with the CDC recommended spacing.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic. WPTV's Tanya Roberts has the story.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling and everything.
Sitting on the patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, "Okay, I've got your estimate for you." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Nothing."
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just flaked, looks like snow coming down. You could have seen it all over the floor. It's just flaking, you know. And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who is a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
And that's very nice, baby. And finally, wholesale retailer Costco is requiring all customers wear face coverings starting next week due to the coronavirus pandemic. The new policy starts Monday, May 4th in all stores, including the 28 Costco warehouses in Florida. Former Jaguars linebacker Telvin Smith has been arrested and charged with unlawful sexual activity with certain minors, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. According to the Duval County website, Smith's bond has been set for $50,003. He was booked at 5:20 p.m., but as early as Wednesday night had not completed the admissions process. A law enforcement source told ESPN's Michael DiRocco that Smith is accused of having sex with a 17-year-old girl multiple times, both at his home and in his vehicle last August and September. News time is 6:25. Weather and traffic together are next.
6:26 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we don't have any accidents to report on our highways right now. Treasure Coast, yes, we are looking fine. There's your latest look at traffic. Stewart right now is at 72, and in Port St. Lucie, it's 71. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. And through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel like you're watching a James Bond flick, right?
Yeah, right.
6:30 right now, the Get Up and Go show with Phil Benfield's joining us from Phil's Notebook. 3 days in a row. Wow, we're pretty blessed to have you on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I know. I don't know whether to scream or eat a banana. It's been a lot of fun
how about
this week.
eat a strawberry? Or just finish off your Pop-Tart. Boy, the band's cranking today. Sounded good in the other room. I know they were in here doing some remodeling and soundproofing in that room yesterday when I left, and I think it's helped with the acoustics because the band sounds a lot better today.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bonnie?
I saw them tuning up the tuba earlier.
Yeah, as you walked in, the guy was blowing his horn, checking out his tuba, making sure everything is okay. For sure. 6:31 is the time right now, and it's time to talk a little bit about viral videos in this segment. And there's a bizarre new dance trend that's going on TikTok right now. It's called social distancing friendly. Basically, you start by chopping a piece of wood on the beat. Then you have one version of yourself calling another version of yourself dumb, and then you shake your hips. Okay. Yeah. This is a viral video.
What?
It's pretty surreal. And even after watching several videos, it's hard to understand it. The trend was started by comedian Casey Frey in May of last year, and it's really starting to pick up momentum. Casey also starred in the video for the song, which is GOMF by a group called DVBBS. I don't understand this whole thing, but that's just the way it's a new dance by chopping wood to one song.
Yeah, I think is there some audio on it, Evan?
I'm not going to play it because it says uncensored. Yeah, that's why I'm not playing the audio. Yeah,
because I did take a listen this morning. It was some pretty good music. I didn't find a dirty note in it.
Right.
But I could be wrong, and maybe I didn't listen long enough.
It says here's the uncensored music video. So when I see those words uncensored in red, not hitting the play button anytime soon.
The dudes that tried it, and this one did a pretty good dance with it. This guy was really like, doing that hip gyration that they said that Elvis couldn't do on television.
Interesting.
Back in the
more
day.
moves than a laxative.
And they were both shirtless.
That's not for me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Might be a little eye candy for
that goes along with Brian Williams in the magazine for you, Bonnie.
the ladies might like to.
Yeah, there you go.
And
The ladies
Howard's
might like
brother.
that. Yeah, definitely. The ladies might like that. The eye candy, the shirtless guys. I guess maybe they're pretending to be lumberjacks, so to speak.
Pretending.
Chopping wood blocks.
Yeah, it looks like they're out in some sort of countryside. I guess.
Your eyes are pretty fixated to that video, I must say.
I'm looking at the grass in the back. They need to
Sure
cut their,
you are.
They need to cut their grass or
Sure,
something.
you're looking at the grass. We know what you're looking at. Yep. Okay, no problem. That's all right. You're allowed to look. You know what they say: look, but don't touch. Nothing wrong with that.
My wife admitted last night she thought John Cena was a good-looking guy.
Did she
And,
really?
Yeah, she has a little crush on him right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she held her
Yeah.
4 fingers up and said, "You can't see me."
I don't even think she knows that, actually.
Really?
She just knows that she just likes him in his movies and these TV shows that he's been appearing on.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, he's very well known. Very well known. Very well liked. He's the #1 requested person for Make-A-Wish, also with kids as well.
She likes them kind of beefy and kind of nice
Yeah.
to
Well,
kids.
she likes she. Beefy. Okay.
He's kind of he's on the beefy side.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Would that
mine.
would that be ground round or chopped meat? Which one?
I
More
guess
like Chuck.
I'll have a John Cena
she likes the
medium rare.
hairband looking guys, those long hair and stuff like that normally.
Oh, wow.
So she's a
I don't
rat.
know what's
She's
going
a
on
rat.
with this.
She's a rat kind of girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Okay.
Speaking of Rat, we saw a commercial with Rat the other day performing Round and Round. I wonder if it had to do with this pandemic. But, Gary even pointed out to me, gosh, look how old those guys look. And we're like, I suppose because
well,
that
they're not exactly teenagers.
Round and Round video was some 30 years ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but they have really aged.
It's one of the top 10 songs that they play in adult clubs now.
Is it really?
Yes.
It is?
Are you kidding? Think about
Round
that.
and Round.
The girls dance to those songs. And Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue and all sorts of those hairband songs.
Yeah, and I heard from the Lost Boys too, that song that they do in it, Hey Little Sister, like when the vampires are flying across the lake.
Oh.
And they're playing that Little Sister song.
Okay. Could you do a few bars of that again, please?
Give it up, little sister.
Okay. Now, so you're inspiring me for radio studio karaoke, which we're going to do later on in the broadcast.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, we're not going to let the cat out of the bag. We have to warm up still a little bit. But we're going to bust out a classic disco song for radio studio karaoke a little later on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be
1979.
Is it from 1979?
1979,
Okay.
yes, sir.
It's one of those songs that we can get up and actually dance to also, because there is a dance to that song.
Evan, you're going to
You know
have
who
to
started
do
that dance?
No, who?
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark started that dance?
Yeah, because the artists who sang that song,
Right.
they went to on American Bandstand, and Dick Clark got the group to do what that you do to the song, while you're dancing.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that was
Okay.
Dick Clark's brainchild.
I noticed you were very careful in what to say. You didn't want to give it away, Phil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a hint.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We'll leave that hint.
Yes.
Everybody is doing video chatting these days, and a lot of people are doing it through this new app. It's called Zoom. You can do it on your phone and on your TV, on your computer. Whether or not you've heard of it, it came out about a couple of months ago, and there have been memes about different Zoom personalities, but somebody made a pretty spot-on video montage showing all the different types of Zoomers that are out there. So when you watch this, you can figure out what type of Zoomer that you are. They've put all these different memes together. It's pretty cool to watch. I'm not going to play the video because it's just a video of a bunch of different memes and backgrounds. But if you go on and you can find it on YouTube is where it's sitting. It's pretty cool. It's definitely very, very cool.
Yeah, I think they show people in different episodes. Like some people will Zoom outside the most. Maybe then they call you an outside Zoomer.
Yeah.
Some people are coffee drinkers or maybe beer drinkers or whatnot at home, and then they call you the drinker Zoomer. And some people have kitty cats and dogs running past their picture, and then they are the pet Zoomers.
So that means if you drink a Zima beer, you would be a Zima Zoomer.
Oh!
Right?
Zima.
A Zima Zoomer.
Zima Zoomer.
A Zima Zuma.
Or if you unload your zipper, then you're a zipper Zoomer.
There you go.
Oh,
A zipper Zoomer.
I don't think you want to be.
Oh man.
Unload. Okay. Unload.
Zoom in on that.
Okay.
Jeez.
Man, that deserves 2 of these. Okay.
My body's on fire right now, man.
And it's not even 7 a.m. yet. You're firing on all 9 cylinders today.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so let's get serious. On a serious note, here's a Mother's Day themed tribute to the work that moms have put in throughout the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders. Let's listen into this. I'm going to read it. It says, this Mother's Day, Teleflora wants you to be special.
We can always count on moms to be at their best. While the world around us is hunkered down in fear, they're the ones on the front lines, making the new normal feel a little bit more normal. All in the hopes that years from now, when kids think back on this time, they won't think about the fear or the uncertainty. They'll tell stories about playing ball in the house and not getting in trouble, about epic birthday parades, social distancing dance-offs, and uninterrupted family dinners. They'll remember that while everyone was being homeschooled, they didn't just learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. They learned what really matters in life: love, laughter, and a good internet connection. And during this time when we're all told to stay apart, they'll find that somehow we've all grown a little bit closer. So that one day, when this madness is all finally over, when this new normal goes back to normal, our children will one day tell stories about how in the spring of 2020, the world did not stop. It kept spinning and moving forward, fueled by the most powerful force on earth, a mother's love.
And at the end, it says, Happy Mother's Day, Teleflora. Love out loud.
That's very beautiful.
That was really nice.
That brought a tear to my
Yeah, I
eye.
really like that. I just got goosebumps on that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, and that's on YouTube. You can find that video on YouTube. It's on the let me see here. It's on the Teleflora YouTube page. So if you care to go and watch that, feel free to go on YouTube.com and then just put in the search bar Teleflora, and you can actually watch the video. It's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great job there by Teleflora.
You're right, Evan. Very deep.
Yeah, very, very deep. Hey, did you know, guys, the average length of a marriage is 11 and a half years, but the average length of a woman's relationship with their hairstylist is 12 years.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. So if the average length of a marriage is 11 and a half years, I've just about doubled that. because I'm on 20 years.
Yeah.
All right. There's
I'm
a lot
on
of people that are on
16.
30. How many? You're on 16?
Yeah,
All right.
16.
Good
Bonnie,
for
well,
you.
Bonnie, you're not. You're not married to Gary yet.
But it's kind of like we're married.
Yeah.
We are on, what are we on now?
How long you guys been together?
8
years.
8 or 9.
All right. So you're married. Just a piece of paper. It's all it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. We've we both been married before. And
Just a legal document.
it's just like a choice of us both maybe not wanting to step. I'm kind of paranoid about it because I
Really?
think like
Did
why
you have a sour breakup? Is that why?
I'm like that kind of person, like why get that paper and jinx a good thing?
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to knock you
Yeah.
for that at all.
And me not being married, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Well, you know what the upside to that is?
What?
You don't get a tan line on your ring finger.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's the upside to it.
I guess.
So when you
I
meet
guess
Brian Williams, he doesn't know you're married.
See, there you go. See my tan line right there?
I see
There you
that.
go.
There's my
Uh-huh.
tan line from my wedding band.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But the rings and the diamonds and I like jewelry.
That's
Don't get
just
me
all
wrong.
materialistic stuff.
But it's just like, man, I don't want to say anymore.
Nah.
No.
And honestly, it's just a bunch of materialistic stuff.
Yeah.
Rings and diamonds and bracelets and all that stuff. That's just all, it's don't get me started either, because I have a good friend of mine that I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to shut up. I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus this morning.
Okay.
And I can't throw this person under the bus because he's like a brother. He's literally like a brother to me. A brother from a different mother who has a sister from a different mister. We won't just go there. Anyway, moving on. Did you know that a recent study found couples who have brothers and sisters are more likely to have happier marriages? Okay. Now, I beg to differ in that. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm an only child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have no brothers. I have no sisters. And I have a happy marriage. Phil, do you have any siblings?
I have 2 younger brothers.
Okay,
and they're not married.
Okay, well, okay, and your marriage is happy.
Yes.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
All right. Very good. Now, and that's what it says. The study found that couples who have brothers and sisters are more likely to have a happier marriage. Well, I don't have brothers and sisters, and I have a happy marriage. Bonnie, do you?
Yeah, a happy relationship
Happy
as
relationship.
well with
Do you have brothers and sisters?
3 brothers.
Okay, and you're happy.
And he has
Good.
sisters.
Okay.
Very happy we
Okay.
are.
All right. Very good.
There you go.
Did you know that 70% of women think that men over the age of 35 look ridiculous when they wear their hat backwards? What are your thoughts on that, Bonnie? When you see a guy walking down the road and he's got that hat turned around backwards to try to look cool, what are your thoughts on that?
I just think he has a sense of individualism. And if he would like to wear his hat backwards, no matter what age he is, that's all right with me.
Well, how about a 75-year-old guy wearing his hat
fine.
backwards?
Doesn't matter.
Trying to go all gangster.
Yeah, right. Go all
Okay.
gangsta on them.
Gangsta.
It's
Yeah.
I think I get more tripped out about the guys that are riding around in the very expensive sports cars.
Okay.
Like maybe like the 90-year-old fella that I see at the stoplight that's in
The Jaguar.
Yeah, right.
well, maybe not a Jaguar, maybe more of like the
Mercedes.
Corvette, the
Okay, Corvette.
fancy
Okay.
And the
Corvette.
Challenger and
Yeah.
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 They're trying to look all cool, right? Trying
Yeah.
to fit in with today's, millennials.
Yeah.
By the way, did
90-year-old.
I tell you I just bought a Corvette? No, just joking. No.
Phil, why
Trying
did
to
you
be
go to the
cool.
car lot and buy the car that I was going to buy? Did you guys know that according to a recent survey, the average parent has 15 minutes of free time on a daily basis?
Only 15,
Only
right?
15.
Only 15.
Only 15. And did you also know that 1 in 10 women love their pet more than their partner?
Oh, that's just wrong.
That is the stat that
Yeah.
came out.
One in 10. Well,
1 in 10 women.
At least it's a low number.
Well, you don't fall in that 1 in 10. I know that much,
Oh,
Bonnie.
no.
Well, I got something to say about this now.
All right, go ahead.
The dog gets more kisses than I do.
Oh.
Really? Snowy does?
Yes. Snowy gets more kisses than I do.
Oh, boy.
But-
Yeah.
But see, now you shouldn't be jealous of that because when a woman is doing that, that's more like their child. Okay, it's not like she's kissing another man. That's a child to the lady.
See,
Okay,
I have this huge dog. We have a Belgian Malinois. They're like the German Shepherd breed, and they're mainly used in police work.
Ooh.
Well, our Belgian thinks that she's a little toy poodle, and she will jump up on my chair and try to nuzzle her head and neck right here in my neck. And she'll hug me, literally take her paws and put it like one on each side, like to come up and literally hug me.
I love that.
And put her neck right in the crick of my neck.
That she's your little baby. And
yeah,
but
she doesn't realize that she's an 80-pound dog and not an 8-pound dog.
Yeah, right. Unbelievable.
6:47. It's news time right now. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And with the coronavirus numbers by counties right now, the number of confirmed cases in Indian River County are at 90. There are 7 deaths. In St. Lucie County, 239 confirmed cases. There are 22 deaths. Right here in Martin County, 186 confirmed coronavirus cases, and there are 5 deaths. And the Department of Health is reporting another 47 coronavirus-related deaths for statewide in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
So we're going to be safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
Governor Ron DeSantis says phase 1 of Florida's reopening will begin Monday, with the exception of the 3 hardest hit counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Restaurants will be allowed to partially open.
The restaurants, what we're going to do is allow outdoor seating with social distancing. So you need to have at least 6 feet apart from the tables. And then indoors, they can do 25% capacity with the CDC recommended spacing.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. Officials say deputies rescued 3 men off the coast of South Florida after their fishing boat capsized. The Broward Sheriff's Office says Marine and aviation units responded to a distress call Tuesday night about a mile off Pompano Beach. As the helicopter crew responded to the area, deputies spotted the men frantically flashing a light toward the shore. Deputies in the air helped Marine Patrol units to navigate through the rough waters and identify exactly where the stranded boaters were located. Marine deputies made contact with the 3 men who were sitting on top of their overturned boat. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling.
The patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, okay, I've got your estimate for you. And I said, okay. And nothing.
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just looks like snow coming down. You could have seen it all over the floor. It's just flaking, you know? And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who's a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
After years of resisting changes that would permit student athletes to receive compensation for the use of their names, images, and likeness, the NCAA signaled a major shift on Wednesday. The Board of Governors, the NCAA's highest body of governance, now supports modifications to rules so that college athletes can receive compensation for third-party endorsements. In general, this meaning that college athletes will be able to hire agents and sign endorsement deals without running afoul of amateurism rules and without losing their NCAA eligibility. The changes would go into effect at the start of the 2021-22 academic year. News time is 6:51. Weather and traffic together are next.
$6:53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, on our roadways this morning, taking a look, we don't have any traffic accidents to report. The latest from FHP. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a more mild morning, too, temperature-wise. 72 in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. And through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
.659, they say the band played on, and the band is playing on. And we're going to let the band play on and take us all the way to the news. Coming up at 7 o'clock right here at WSTU Stewart. Martin County's Heritage Station will step back, take a pause for the cause. And hour number 2 is coming up next on the Get Up and Go Show. Don't go anywhere.
On air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected to the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
Hey Alexa, are you there?
What up, girlfriend?
Are you getting as sick as me with these stay-at-home freaks?
I know. If I hear one more human asking me how to make a face mask, I'm going to puke.
Oh, or where can I get tested? I'd like to shove the cotton swab where the sun don't shine.
And don't get me started about how to dye gray roots.
And what about simple recipes for dinner?
When this is all over, I'm going to need a vacation.
It could be worse.
How?
You could be the on-hold messaging system for unemployment. Ha 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 ha.
That was cute.
You know, I have Alexa at home, and my wife has Google.
Yeah.
So I actually put them side by side. I recorded that.
Oh, how cool.
I did.
They're like
and that just happened.
Harmony together.
Yeah. Was that crazy?
That's kind of cool, Evan. That's getting really creative right there.
I had nothing to do the other day, so I figured, let me try something.
Uh-huh.
And that's what happened.
Neat. That sounded good.
So here we have two smart systems, virtual things, Alexa and Google, and they're literally having a conversation with each other. What is the world coming to?
Yeah, right?
And the band played on.
I bet Alexa's just getting so overwhelmed with questions too lately. I can see why she wants a vacation.
Yeah.
And I want a vacation from everybody saying we're all in this together.
Yeah.
If I hear that one more time, I mean, I know we're all in it together. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
So, Bonnie, I think that's a great question for the 8-ball.
Okay.
So, Magic 8-ball, are we going to continue hearing that saying, we're all in this together, much longer?
Magic 8-ball response is, we're still in this together. Magic 8-ball has spoken.
Wow.
Well, there's your answer.
So it's going to go on and on
It's
and
gonna
on.
go
and
on.
and
It's
on.
going to go on
Yeah.
and on and on and on. But I know something that doesn't go on and on forever because it only happens once a year. Time for birthdays, anniversaries, and back in the day. Bonnie, anybody you want to wish a happy birthday to or anniversary or?
Not today. Not really.
No?
No.
When did you and Gary meet?
We met, oh, good gosh, back in October of 2012.
Okay, so we have a while to go.
Yeah, a little
before
bit.
we wish you a happy anniversary.
A little bit until that anniversary,
All right.
yes.
Phil, when's your wedding anniversary?
It's October 30th.
Oh, so you and Bonnie can celebrate together.
Because we're all in it together.
Oh, no!
Hey,
Oh.
Okay, all right. My anniversary's in boy, better get this one right. Oh, it's in October.
It is really.
Yeah, October 10th.
All of us.
Yeah,
Look at
October 10th is my wedding anniversary.
What is it about October? When I was in my first marriage, we were married on October 11
Okay.
in when did I get married?
I was 10-10.
1997?
I was 10-10.
October 10?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah.
And you know who else got married in October?
Who?
Jacqueline Smith. I think for the girl from Charlie's Angels, the pretty brunette. In
Okay.
fact, I think she got married on the very same day that I got married, which was October 11th of 1997. Her wedding day was the same as mine.
All right.
I saw her on something the other day. She still looked really good.
Yeah.
So birthdays and anniversaries. Travis Scott's 28 years old. That's the rapper and the baby's daddy to Kylie Jenner's daughter, Stormy.
How old is he?
28 years old.
Oh, 28.
28.
Mhm.
Ana de Armas is 32. That's the Cuban-Spanish actress who played Joy in Blade Runner 2049. Diana Agron is 34. That's Quinn Fabray on Glee. Guy Gadot is 35. That's Wonder Woman, who she's also Giselle on Fast and the Furious movies. Guy
When-
Gadot.
I wonder if they're gonna when the new Wonder Woman is gonna be released.
I don't know.
I think they're going to be making a new one because the first one was such a success.
They pushed it back until later in the year.
Okay.
Because of everything going on. Yeah.
Oh, that's
it was
why.
supposed to come out this month or next month.
I heard
something like
Veronique was applying to be the Wonder Woman in the sequel.
that.
Is that true?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
Unless
that's
you
what I
know
heard.
something I don't know.
Okay, all right, that's what I
All
heard.
right.
All right. We'll have to figure that one out. Kristen Dunst, 38 years old. That's Mary Jane in the old Spider-Man trilogy.
We just saw that movie the other night, the one she was in with Tobey Maguire. That's a good one.
Good movie?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she sports red hair in that movie, and you just get lost in her dimples.
Okay. Lloyd Banks, 38 years old. That's 50 Cent's boy in G Unit. Kanai Nayar is 39. That's Raj on The Big Bang Theory. Sam Huggin, 40 years old. That's Jamie Fraser, the Scottish stud from the Stars time travel series Outlander. Johnny Galecki's 45. That's Leonard on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, two people from Big Bang
Yeah.
Theory having birthdays
go.
then. One is 39, one is 49.
Yeah, they can celebrate together and have a big bang.
Oh!
Johnny Galecki is 40.
Heyo.
All right, Phil, your Ring Video doorbell sound effect just went
Yes.
off. Somebody's at the
Yes.
door. Would you please get the door? Johnny Galecki is 45. That's Leonard on The Big Bang Theory. Did I just say that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
That's
See,
okay.
the Ring Video doorbell threw me off. Jeff Timmons is 47. That's the tattooed founding member of 98 Degrees, that boy band.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn Dawn Johnson, 49 years old. That's a country music singer.
Carolyn Dawn Johnson.
Carolyn Dawn
Wow.
Johnson, not Don Johnson. Dawn, as in Dawn Johnson.
Okay.
Dawn.
Yeah, Carolyn Dawn Johnson.
Like
49.
Dawn Dish Soap.
Yeah,
or-
Dawn Dish Soap.
Easy for
yes.
you to say.
Say that 20 times
It
fast.
sounds like Tony Soprano now.
Yes. Maybe Marcel. Hey, Bonnie, how you doing?
Hey.
I'm doing okay, Marshall.
Yes. Adrian Pazdar is 55. That's Nathan Petrelli on Heroes and General. Isaiah Thomas, former NBA star and former NBA coach, 59 years old today. Okay, here's a throwback. Merrill Osmond, 67 years old today. Do you know who that is, Bonnie?
I think
Merrill
it's one
Osmond.
of the Osmonds, but I don't know that Osmond.
Yes,
Of the
yes.
famous Osmond.
Yes, Merrill Osmond. They had many songs such as Puppy Love, Down by the Lazy River. Many songs were hit after hit after hit. They were ranking up there when the Partridge Family was very popular back in the day.
And Marie looks so good.
Yeah,
so
Marie's looking
fabulous.
great.
She still looks good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She could play Wonder Woman.
Yeah, her and Donnie are still doing the whole Las Vegas circuit.
Yeah.
I was able to see them a few years ago when I was doing syndicated talk radio and traveling all over the country.
Oh, you did?
We saw them out in Vegas when I was out there along with Chris Angel.
Oh, I would
Chris
love
Angel.
to see Chris Angel.
Yeah, that's a show you got to see.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Burt Young, Burt Young is 80 years old today. That's Rocky's no good brother-in-law, Paulie, in the Rocky movies.
Yeah. 80. He turns 80,
80
huh?
years old today. How about this one? Cloris Leachman, 94 years old today.
94.
94.
Holy Moses.
Yeah. Celebrating birthdays up in the heavens. Bobby V. Remember Bobby V? Take Good Care of My Baby, Devil or Angel, and The Night
Yes.
Has 1,000 Eyes.
Oh, The Night of the Thousand Eyes is a great
Yeah.
song. Beautiful
Bonnie,
song.
does the name Al Lewis ring a bell to you?
Al Lewis.
Al Lewis.
Yeah, it's a singer.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No, it doesn't then.
Nope. Phil, Al Lewis?
Don't have a clue.
That's Grandpa Munster on the Munsters.
Oh.
That's Grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
He's
now I know.
celebrating a
Yeah.
birthday up in the heavens. So
Monsters.
today is known as Honesty Day. It's National Honesty Day. So we all have to be honest about everything.
I should have worn my sweet honesty this morning.
Yes. So Phil,
Yeah.
this is your one time and one chance to come clean. Is there
Okay.
anything that you want to come clean and be honest about?
Yes, get it off your
Come-
chest.
Get it
Phil.
off your chest, Phil.
Before we putting them on the mark? We're not very nice.
That's all right, Bonnie. You're next. Phil, anything you want to be honest about? It's Honesty Day.
No, not really. No,
No?
I'm sorry. I don't have anything other than maybe I need to clip my toenails. That's about it. So
Okay, that's a little TMI. Bonnie,
I guess to be quite honest, I always like to
did you
brag.
notice the pun there? To be quite honest.
Yeah, and I always like to brag on the radio how I'm so great at the grill and I'm the best griller in the world.
Okay, all right.
To be honest, I was cussing in my backyard last night because, I got that off-brand charcoal, Evan.
Okay.
That off-brand, so I couldn't light it.
Okay.
I used lighter fluid and the charcoal wouldn't burn.
Okay.
And then
you were cussing? You were cussing like a sailor?
Yeah, to be honest, honestly, I was.
You were F-bombing.
And,
okay,
and
you're coming clean. That's okay.
Those steaks had to be grilled
Okay.
on top of my oven.
Oh, no.
Oh. Did you put
No.
lighter fluid on the
Phil,
charcoal
you
and
should see her
Yeah.
face.
Oh, man.
She's like dejected over this. Is really bothering her.
But Gary took over when we made it on the stove,
Okay.
on the oven top,
Okay.
and he did excellent
Okay.
job. The steaks
Okay.
turned out perfect
Okay.
anyway.
We have a gas grill, so I don't do
Yeah.
that whole charcoal thing
That's-
just because.
What we need, either that or propane next time.
Well, you need the grill and the propane together.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you have to go buy
You can't-
that
you
fleet of
can't
grills
just
that
get
you
a-
see in Home Depot there.
You can't
That's what you
just
need to
get a thing of propane and think you're going to cook a steak. Okay,
Okay, right.
just not going to happen. No,
Yeah.
just not going to happen.
I had a moment.
That's all right. You were having a grilling moment. That's all right.
Okay, that's okay. We all do.
We all have moments. I have senior moments. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm a
Oh,
senior
wait, how's that
citizen.
subscription to AARP going?
Would you stop already? Man. Go ahead, Bonnie. Just throw your 2 cents in.
Well,
Go ahead.
maybe we should ask the mighty 8-ball.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Oh, mighty 8-ball, mighty 8-ball, mighty 8-ball. Will Evan turn it around and suddenly decide to become an AARP member?
Once he pays the $16.99 a month, yes, the Magic 8-Ball has spoken.
See, not too hard to do, Evan.
Okay. Thanks. Love you guys. Appreciate that very much.
Now you can get that discount at the early bird special at those diners when they start opening up, Evan.
Yeah. Early birds. Yeah. 5 to 7. 10% off for senior citizens. Okay. All right. Listen, don't bust on me. Okay. Don't bust my chops.
He's just afraid they're gonna give him the little portion.
If you guys keep teasing me, you realize the phones are going to start lighting up. And every senior citizen that lives in Martin County is going to be calling here, griping and complaining. So I love my senior citizen listeners out there. Okay. So please, Phil, did you just snort? Phil is crying. He's literally crying right now.
Because I had a joke in my head, and I
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Because I don't want to offend anybody listening to this radio show. Okay.
No, it was a good joke, and I know I can't say it.
Okay.
Oh.
Text it to me, okay?
No, I can't.
Really?
You'll
It's that
kill me.
bad? You can't text it to me?
No, well, I could, but
Text it to me. I won't
yeah.
be mad at you. Text it to me, okay?
All
Listen,
right, I'll text it to you
we're
later.
59 miles apart. I can't reach out and slap you, so don't worry about that. But I know what I can do right now. I can say that it's 7:20 on a Thursday morning, and we can go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the latest headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. The Department of Health is reporting another 47 coronavirus-related deaths in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
So we're going to be safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
Governor DeSantis says phase 1 of Florida's reopening will start Monday, with the exception of the 3 hardest hit counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Restaurants will be allowed to partially reopen.
The restaurants, what we're going to do is allow outdoor seating with social distancing. So you need to have at least 6 feet apart from the tables. And then indoors, they can do 25% capacity with the CDC recommended spacing.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. A popular South Florida-based deli has filed for bankruptcy. 2J's, which operates 16 locations in Broward and Palm Beach counties, on Wednesday announced the decision to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in a statement from President and CEO Maxwell Piet. Piet called the decision the best path forward for 2J's. He went on to say it is the direct result of the devastating economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our restaurants throughout Florida. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic. WPTV's Tanya Roberts has the story.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling and everything.
Sitting on the patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, okay, I've got your estimate for you. And I said, okay. And he said, nothing.
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just looks like snow coming down. You could have seen it all over the floor. It's just flaking, And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who's a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
Lastly, wholesale retailer Costco is requiring all customers wear face coverings starting next week due to the coronavirus pandemic. The new policy starts next Monday, May 4th, in all stores, including the 28 Costco warehouses in Florida. Miami Marlins CEO Derek Jeter will have to wait for his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Because of the pandemic, this year's ceremonies are being postponed until next year. News Time 724 will have weather and traffic together coming up.
$7:25, the time right now. The Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're finding the roadways to be quiet on a Thursday morning, so if you're heading out, you should enjoy the ride. No slowdowns, no accidents right here. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a partly cloudy sky, 73 in Palm City. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. And through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:29 the time, the Get Up and Go show, and each and every Thursday at this time, we're joined by Joe Catcherbone. He is the president from the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Joe's on our line right now. Joe, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Evan. Bonnie, how are you?
We are doing fine, and
We're
thank
good.
you for asking, Mr. Catcherbone.
Everyone seems to be holding up pretty good on our end, too, thank God.
Yeah, I don't know what to make out of the governor's conference, news conference that they had yesterday. I mean, a lot of the stuff businesses are currently doing, but then again, a lot of the things they're not currently doing. I wanted to get your take on that and how that's going to affect all the businesses that are members of the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. First and foremost, I want to talk about, because the mall is in Martin County, correct?
Yes, it is.
So now, from the governor's orders, from what I understand, stores are allowed, non-essential businesses are allowed to reopen, but at 25% capacity. Am I correct?
I got that. What I derived from what he said, we're talking about restaurants with 25%
Okay.
seating capacity, not retail.
Okay. So retail cannot open yet.
You know, I think it was a very vague rollout of his plan.
Right.
The only thing I really took away from it is that restaurants could now allow 25% of their capacity to come in and be seated.
Okay.
With the social distancing.
Right.
A lot of the restaurants that were able and have the facility to serve outdoors, they've already been doing that. And they've also been open for takeout. The only difference I see there is now that, for instance, if a restaurant has 100 seat capacity, 25 people can come in and sit down with social distancing between them.
Now, here's something that bothers me about that, and I'll be very honest with you. As a waiter or a waitress, yes, you get to go back to work. Yes, you go back to get a paycheck, but is it really worth getting a paycheck and just making $30 and risking your health?
Well, that's going to be an individual choice. I can't answer that question.
Right.
I don't know, and like I said, I think the governor's doing a great job. A couple of people asked me yesterday what I thought, and I thought it was very vague. I understand what he wants to do. I agree with what he wants to do. He wants to do it in steps, but I just don't think enough things were outlined in black and white. I think there was a lot of vagueness in the things that he said. Again, the only thing I took away from it is that a restaurant can now seat 25% of its capacity with social distancing in between them.
Right, and that was very straightforward. It seems like that was the only thing that was very straightforward.
Yeah. Now, again, are masks required? How are you going to go in a restaurant and have dinner with a mask on?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How are you going to go and wear a mask?
Yeah.
And eat your dinner? What do you cut a hole out in the middle? You just can't do that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I do believe that, as he said, this isn't going to take months. I think he's going to take it step by step, but I think we could see weekly changes, if not bi-weekly changes in openings and the things that he does. I think what he wants to do is give the first wave some time to see if there's any increase in reported cases. But again, as he explained, we're doing more testing now than before. So there are people walking around who have the coronavirus, but they're not being affected by it, but they're a carrier of it.
Right.
But they're not being affected by it. So the more testing they do, it makes sense. The numbers of cases are going to go up. That doesn't mean because you have that virus doesn't mean that you're affected by it.
A lot of people don't even know that they have the virus either. They're just walking around with it.
And that's what the testing is going to bring. So you can bet there's going to be a spike in numbers of cases because we're testing more people. I think that's pretty plain and simple.
There's got to be a way, though, that they can test besides just having that long Q-tip stuck all the way up your nose?
Is that how they test? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they do a swab, and a friend of mine had it done. They do a swab, and they take this long Q-tip, and I kid you not, it's like 8 to 10 inches long, and they stick it way up in your nasal cavity. I'm not kidding. This is serious stuff.
I'd rather have
I've seen a video of this done.
I'd rather have that way than drawing blood or a needle in my arm.
I'd rather I'm sorry. You can stick a needle in my arm or prick my finger, but man, I don't want nobody tickling my brain. And I'm being serious. They take that thing. Joe, you've got to go online and go to YouTube and put a search in for COVID testing, and you'll see videos of this actually being done, and it's disgusting.
Just think if you were the model for that video, Evan, and it was viral.
It's crazy.
Well, I'll see if I can find it. But
yeah.
So we are. Let me share with you our one of the things you brought up, the mall.
Yeah.
I'm part of a team that the county has put together, led by Assistant County Administrator George Stokas.
Okay.
There's 6 of us. In fact, we met in the chamber conference room last week with social distancing, and that we're going to meet every week or so and discuss different things.
There was 6 of you.
There were 6 of us. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So one of the people, and I'm not going to get into personalities or who said what. One person thinks that I don't agree with this, but one person said that they feel that half of the restaurants in Martin County will not reopen. I don't agree with that. The other thing that was interesting, and 3 or 4 agreed that mall is never going to open again, and they felt like if they should be pursuing, meaning the county, and whomever should be suing, putting some sort of affordable housing. I think that's 40 some acres up there. I don't know what it is. But
wait a minute. Did you just say that mall will never open again?
I said that was the opinion of some people on the committee.
Okay.
The mall never said that. Not everybody agreed, but there were 3 people in there that felt that mall will never reopen again to retail sales. Again, this is all supposition. It's all what people's opinions are, but that would have never dawned on me, nor would it dawn on me that half of the restaurants in Martin County were not going to reopen.
I mean, that would be devastating if that mall never opened again.
It certainly would. It would be, but again, if it were used for something beneficial like affordable housing, I don't know how they could do that or how it could be converted or if it's even possible, but something positive could come out of it. Certainly not retail sales. Retail sales, retail sales, as we know, have been on decline for years because of the internet. I think this virus has already caused more and more people to shop online. So I think retail sales in general are going to be affected overall. It had already started and is well on its way, but this could put the finishing touches on it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, it's just, I'm just surmising and trying to reach back on your experiences over the years and how things have affected us. This is certainly going to change the way we do business. It's going to change the way we live. With the social distancing, and I mean, I want to open my office. My plan is to open our office between May 19th and May 30th. Again, I'm going to listen to what the governor's rules are, and we're going to adhere to whatever his edicts are. But I'm questioning now, am I going to open my office in May for 8 of us to sit around and look at each other? Mm-hmm. Who's going to come in? Why do we need to be there? Why can't we still be working from home like my staff is doing now?
Joe, you guys were talking about the retail before, and it looks like the retail stores will be able to reopen at 25% capacity as well come Monday.
I didn't glean that from that message, but Well, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. If
I
you
mean,
went
we're
to
noticing
Walmart,
that that's
if you
what's
go
in the
to
news.
Walmart or Publix or Winn-Dixie or all these, the places are packed. I mean, now what all of a sudden they're going to say, no, stop, only 25% capacity?
Yeah, because
I mean, if
what
all
that
through this,
what
if
that
there's been,
is really doing, it's hurting small business retail when it's done that way.
oh yeah, for sure.
So
no
you can
question.
go to a
But
huge Walmart store or something like that, and then the mom and pops can't, they would have to reopen with the guidelines, but they should be able to reopen too a little bit with
yeah,
that 25%.
I think a lot of this has to be tested. It was very vague to me. I didn't glean anything about retail, 25% in retail operations. I didn't get that out of it. I'm sure when I get to my computer this morning, when I get to the office, there's going to be certainly the Florida Chamber of Commerce is going to have a recap of what they do and what they feel they gleaned out of the governor's report. And I'm on a conference call with them once a week with the Florida Chamber. Plus, I get daily updates, which I share with our members on our website. So, right at this point in time, I'm not sure exactly how this is all going to pan out. But I'll get I have a doctor's appointment this morning at 8:45. I was called and told, be on time. We're only taking one patient at a time. Be on time. Wear a mask and be prepared to have your temperature taken. So, but that was before whatever the governor said yesterday. I mean, this has been scheduled for months. So we just have to see how it pans out. I have no idea what change this is going to do. The biggest change I see is for the restaurants being able to open and have 25% capacity. I don't see any other major change that's going to affect the chamber or our members.
Do you know what else is going to be interesting from all of this too, Joe? Is that, like, say some businesses do reopen, many of them are not opening with the same hours, like the full hours either that they once did. They may have like a large number of employees that all want to go back. But and then some of those employees going back might get their hours scaled than what they once had before.
Well, yeah, I mean, that certainly. And for instance, I mentioned the other day, when the Palm City Grill opens, I'm going to be standing in line to get in.
Right.
But with 25% of their capacity, they don't need all the help that they had when they had all full capacity.
Right. That's what I mean.
Tells me they're going to cut their staff by 25%.
Maybe like a lot of businesses cutting hours too. So say one received the person that did get through, say, and got their unemployment benefits. Well, that person could say, well, heck, I'm making more on unemployment now than if I were to go back to work.
And that is a problem, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I heard of several people, we talked about the payroll protection, the PPP program.
Right.
And I spoke several people this week called me and said, hey, I got my check. So those who have applied for PPP, check your bank accounts. They don't notify you, but check with your bank and see if you've received your funding. It's the same thing I understand with the income tax rebates or whatever they are. I think that goes directly.
Yeah, direct deposit.
Right. Yeah. So people need to be checking because I don't think the banks are notifying people when they receive that deposit. So,
Joe, here's another thing that kind of brings up a question to ask too. You have your mom and pop restaurants, and then you have your chains like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, different things like that have various entrances in and out. How do you crowd control 25%? Because, I've been into a McDonald's and I've never seen a capacity sign that says, a capacity 100 or anything like that. So now you have an issue with what is the capacity, and then how do you control people going in and out to the restaurant, because a lot of people will go in and order takeout instead of going through the drive-through. So, here that's another fine line you're skating.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I think I could be wrong about this, Evan, but I think all, like a McDonald's, I think all restaurants are required to post what their capacity is somewhere. But the only way that could be controlled, obviously, is to have someone standing at the door.
Exactly, with a clicker.
Yeah, and some people are doing that already, from what I understand.
Right.
Walmart was doing it. I understand when one person came out, and so a lot of them are doing that already.
Joe, did you say you were once a fan of the Twisted Tuna? Or you are a fan of Twisted Tuna?
Oh, yeah, I like the Twisted Tuna, sure.
So here's good news for us in Martin County. The Twisted Tuna on Southeast Salerno Road, there's going to be outdoor seating and indoor seating at 25% capacity there.
Yeah, they've had outdoor seating for years at the Twisted Tuna.
I actually know the folks that own that place. That's a great place to go.
Yeah, it is a great place. So there's a lot of them. For instance, Monaro's, I know in Palm City, they're doing a great job with takeout. Now, they don't have any outdoor seating. So I wonder, is this going to maybe make, if they have the room, would the restaurant owners be willing to set up tables and chairs outside? Obviously, it's going to depend on whether they have the room and are able to do it. But I wonder if that's going to create a new trend. But a lot of people just, for instance, the Palm City Grill, there's no room for them to have tables outside.
Oh, they could just put them in the parking spaces. That's all. Hey, Joe, if somebody wants to reach you and has questions about the chamber, any of the members, the restaurants, or what's happening at the chamber, give out your information if you would, please.
Sure. My number is 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. Our website is www.stewartmartinchamber.org. We have updated coronavirus information posted daily. We also, by the way, on social media, list our restaurants who send us the information with their hours and how they're operating. So, again, we're doing that on our website and through social media. And as I said, we have an updated corona area on our website that anyone could go to and find out the latest information we're getting from the state, from the U.S. Chamber, from the Florida Chamber, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of different agencies share their information with us, and we post all of it on our website.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe. That's Joe Catcherbone. He's the president of the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. He joins us each and every Thursday. Joe, thanks a lot. God bless you.
Have a nice day, Joe.
News time right now. It's 7:46. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by.
Well, the Department of Health is reporting another 47 coronavirus-related deaths in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
So we're going to be safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
Governor DeSantis says phase 1 of Florida's reopening will begin Monday, with the exception of the 3 hardest hit counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Residents will be allowed to partially reopen.
The restaurants, what we're going to do is allow outdoor seating with social distancing. So you need to have at least 6 feet apart from the tables. And then indoors, they can do 25% capacity with the CDC recommended spacing.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. Officials say deputies rescued 3 men off the coast of South Florida after their fishing boat capsized. The Broward Sheriff's Office says Marine and aviation units responded to a distress call Tuesday night about a mile off Pompano Beach. As the helicopter crew responded to the area, deputies spotted the men frantically flashing a light toward the shore. Deputies in the air helped Marine Patrol units to navigate through the rough waters and identify exactly where the stranded boaters were located. Marine deputies made contact with the 3 men who were sitting on top of their overturned boat. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic. WPTV's Tanya Roberts has the story.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling and everything.
Sitting on the patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, okay, I've got your estimate for you. And I said, okay. And he said nothing.
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just flaked, looks like snow coming down. You could have seen. And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who's a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
Former Jaguars linebacker Telvin Smith has been arrested and charged with unlawful sexual activity with certain minors, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. According to the Duval County website, Smith's bond has been set for $50,000. He was booked at 5:20 p.m. as early as Wednesday night, and a law enforcement source told ESPN's Michael DeRocco that Smith is accused of having sex with a 17-year-old girl multiple times, both at his home and in his vehicle, last August and September. Per ESPN, the victim told a friend and family member what happened after the first encounter with Smith. News time is 7:51. Weather and traffic.
$7:52 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, on I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce, there's some large debris in the roadway. It's right before you hit Orange Avenue at mile marker 131. I-95 northbound. Use caution up that way. There's your latest look at traffic. Well, right now we have 73 degrees in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. And through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Is it becoming increasingly difficult to get your friends and neighbors to maintain proper social distancing? Well, those days are over with this. It's new. Social distancing in a bottle. That's right. We've taken the essence of cow dung, spoiled milk, and the sweat of an overweight carnival worker to create the world's most offensive odor. Just apply a single drop behind the ears and knees and watch your friends and neighbors run for the hills. And if you act now, we'll throw in a bottle of new extra strength social distancing in a bottle with just a whiff of toe jam. Ew. It's social distancing in a bottle. To order yours today, go to SeriousStank.com. That's SeriousStank.com. Remember, the best way to stay safe is to stay stink.
Huh. I wonder if that would really work.
Either that
Yeah,
or
right.
maybe just eat a clove of garlic in the morning.
Oh, a clove of garlic or a can of beans the night before.
Yeah, that would work.
Or just
There
don't
you go.
bathe for a week.
Right, that'll work too. Hey, we're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and the final hour of the Get Up and Go show. Don't go anywhere.
On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
It's Thursday. The day you used to get a jump on the weekend and start drinking. But now you drink every day. That's why we're reminding you, it's Thursday.
If you haven't figured out yet, it's Thursday, Bonnie.
You know, I woke up this morning thinking it was Friday already. Just getting our days confused here through and through. I was thinking the next day was going to be Saturday.
Bill, would you get the door, please? Ring video doorbell just went off again.
Yeah, I think it's the pool boy. That's all.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe we could interview the pool boy on the radio. Ask how the pool boy is doing during COVID-19.
Yeah, right.
That would be a pretty interesting interview. But I could tell you what's interesting right now.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
It's time for our stupid news segment. Bonnie, I'm not picking on you this morning, but we're going to go to Wisconsin,
Oh, boy.
where a guy in Wisconsin was recently arrested for using stolen underwear to set at least a dozen buildings on fire in the last 18 months.
No, I at least thought he was going to make masks with all those stolen underwear.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He told police he liked to steal the underwear from laundromats, but we don't know much else. He did reveal that he was wearing women's underwear when the police interviewed him.
Of course he was.
Police say he also has other arson-related incidents on his record.
Remember that parody, walking around in women's underwear, walking through a winter wonderland, and they said, walking around in women's underwear.
I don't remember that one.
He'll be singing
Yeah, I've
that
heard
one.
that before.
You
Yeah,
have,
I've
Phil?
heard that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you called me sir. Okay.
Yeah, Bob Rivers Comedy
That's
Corp
right.
did it
Okay.
Rivers,
All
on
right.
the Twisted Christmas album.
All right. There's video of a woman picking up a snake on an Arizona road that's gone viral on Facebook. Here's the catch. She's 7 months pregnant. She was on the phone and wearing flip-flops. Snake was alive, and she was trying to save the snake. Her name is Tawny Roush, and she says she wasn't worried because she knew that the snake was not venomous.
She must have known her snakes.
I don't know, but that's stupidity.
You know, I've stopped a time or two for a turtle before. I've never stopped for a snake on the road.
Yeah, how do you know a snake's not poisonous? I mean, you could think that it's a garden snake and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, note to self, never
No,
touch
I-
a steak.
I wonder what color the snake was.
Don't know. Maybe
I
I'll
don't
try
like
to.
anything that crawls lower than I do.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's an awful long distance because you're pretty tall.
exactly.
Let's go to Miami. This is a really interesting story. University of Miami professor John Peng Zhang was fired this month after accidentally sharing with students his X-rated penchant for top-heavy college girls. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. The lewd gaffe was discovered by administrators after students shared videos and images on social media of a Zoom screen sharing during class with the business analytics instructor, whose browser clearly displayed a bookmark for the adult website related to physically in shape co-eds.
Oh, wow.
A student, hold on, it gets better. It gets
Uh-oh.
deep. A student called attention to the bookmark during the class, according to the University of Miami Hurricane student newspaper, causing classmates to take notice. However, the teacher allegedly continued on with his lesson as if nothing happened.
And this wasn't National Geographic either.
No. Within a few
Yeah, right.
hours, 8 seconds of video evidence, which zoomed in on Zhang's browser as he carried on with the lecture, had gone viral on TikTok with over 800,000 views.
Oh my.
The clip, which has since been deleted, also clearly showed the Miami.edu URL in the browser, officially connecting the video with the institution.
Oh
Wow.
man, he might not have a job after
He
that.
doesn't. He's fired.
Oh, is he now? Okay,
he's
well there
gone.
you go.
He's toast.
That's talk
Yeah.
about technology going haywire.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't trust technology, right?
No.
Yeah, right.
Not completely.
No, not at all. Not at all. Technology is
Ugh.
out the door. Well, Bonnie and Phil, there comes a time where we have to really have a little bit of fun and we have to entertain our listeners. And I think it's time for another rendition of studio karaoke.
Oh boy.
Okay. Now, the last 2 days, we've done pretty good. 2 days ago, we did Randy Travis, Forever and Ever, Amen. Bonnie did the
Yeah.
chorus, which I thought was pretty good.
Thanks.
I think she did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yesterday, what did we do yesterday? It was
Yesterday
9 to
was,
5.
9 to 5 by Dolly Parton.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, Bonnie did a fantastic job, in my humble opinion,
Thank you very much.
of singing the words to the song.
Yeah.
So
Today it's you guys' turn.
we're going.
Yeah,
no,
I did the stanza and she did the chorus.
right. So
yesterday,
today,
yeah.
all three of us, okay, are going to do this song. I'm going to turn the computer this way, Bonnie, so you can see the words. All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. Young men,
Young man.
there's no need to
There's
feel
no need to
down.
feel down. I said,
young men, get yourself off the ground.
Off
I
the
said,
ground.
young men,
Said young man.
because you're in a new
'Cause you're
town.
In a new town.
There's no need to be unhappy. Young man,
young man.
there's a place you can
Place
go.
you can
Come
go.
on, Bonnie.
I said, young man.
Bonnie's clapping along. All right, so we're going to have Bonnie do the chorus. Okay?
No, you guys go.
All right,
You
here we go.
for it. You go
All right,
good.
here comes the chorus.
You're doing good.
All right, ready? All together. Bonnie, I want you to join. Ready?
Time to stay
YMCA.
YMCA. It's time to stay at the YMCA.
Okay, all right. Well, that's enough of that. That just I think we lost all our listeners.
I heard a bunch of radios get clicked off.
Yes, I heard a bunch of radios get clicked off.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
That's putting pep in somebody's step, though, today, I bet.
No, that was putting a ring in somebody's ear.
I guess so.
The Magic
Wow.
8 Ball just put earplugs in.
Yes. Speaking of Magic 8 Ball, it's time to ask the Magic 8 Ball a question.
Okay.
Magic 8 Ball, should the Get Up and Go show continue doing karaoke?
Magic 8 Ball response is, and it's a legitimate answer, yes. The Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
We're music to the magical 8 Ball's ears, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay.
Evan, I'm sending you a picture of the Magic 8 Ball response.
I do. I want to see this. I want to see this picture. Okay. So if you have a question and you're listening to the program this morning, and a lot of you are just tuning in for the first time, we have this Magic 8 Ball that was very popular back in the 80s and 90s. And every now and then we'll ask it a question, and the Magic 8 Ball will give us a question. So there's the answer right there. Okay, Phil just texted me the question.
That's a pretty
the
magic
answer.
8 Ball right there.
So if you have a question you would like to ask the Magic 8 Ball and you're watching us online, if you're listening online, or if you're listening in your car on Alexa, on Google, or anything, even if you're in the shower, we don't care. Give us a call. we want to hear your Magic 8 Ball questions. And boy, I can only imagine what they're going to be.
Right.
You can call us up 772-220-9788 with your questions for Les Magic 8 Ball.
And it has to be a yes or no question.
It has to be a yes or no question.
That's
so.
correct.
In the meantime, Phil and Bonnie, did you know that a survey says that 14% of people have changed their political or social views because of social media?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, only 14%.
Only 14%. And did you guys know that men are 5 times more likely to get struck by lightning? That's a very interesting stat. I wonder where they get that from.
Yeah, I wonder why they would come up with that sort of thing.
I guess guys are more daring to go outside in a storm than ladies are.
Or maybe
also too, we're taller.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Yeah, and maybe more men maybe work outside in general.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot of women park rangers and such now. I could be wrong,
That's a good point.
Maybe there are more fellas outside.
Phil, would you like to take a stab at what the 3 most common languages are in the world?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
English.
That's 1.
Chinese or an Asian.
That's 2.
Language.
That's 2.
Good job.
Yeah, and then let's see, the French.
No, incorrect.
No. Okay.
It's Mandarin Chinese, English, and Espanol, Spanish.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting.
But 2 out of 3 ain't
2 out
bad.
of 3 ain't bad. Wait, that's a
No.
song by Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Did you know that once you hit 80 years old, you will live longer if you have a job?
Oh, that's meaningful. That I bet that holds very true.
It is, because that means you stay active.
You stay active.
You stay busy.
And ordinarily you stay healthy, so you're not a big drinker or a drug person to get to that job when you're 80.
Did you also know that when you adopt a kitten, it will cost you roughly $4,300 during its lifetime?
Really?
To maintain it.
Huh.
$4,300
For a cat?
For a cat. It costs you, if you adopt a kitten, it's going to cost you roughly $4,300 during its lifetime.
Well, yeah, because you know every week I'm out buying the Friskies,
Right?
I guess.
You
and
got food,
the
litter,
Purina. And the
cat
vet,
litter, yeah.
shots,
Yeah.
bathing, grooming,
Mm-hmm.
pampering.
Every once in a while, they might get a little
Toys.
bladder infection too, so you
Right.
got to bring them to the vet. Like if
Yeah.
they
Right.
say if they're not using their litter box properly, it might be a bladder infection, some sort of thing.
Did you also know that parents usually spend about $1,530 on food and drinks for kids during the summertime? That much money is spent over the course of a summer on kids for food and drinks. and beverages.
1,530.
Yeah, $1,530.
You would think it might even be more, especially if you have more than 2 kids.
Well, it's got to be a lot more now, considering that everybody is, self-quarantining.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
8:20 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Take it away, Bonnie.
Okay, and thank you, Evan. The Department of Health is reporting another 47 coronavirus-related deaths in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
So we're going to be safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
Governor DeSantis says phase 1 of Florida's reopening will begin on Monday, with the exception of the 3 hardest hit counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Restaurants will be allowed to partially reopen.
The restaurants, what we're going to do is allow outdoor seating with social distancing. So you need to have at least 6 feet apart from the tables. And then indoors, they can do 25% capacity with the CDC recommended spacing.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. A popular South Florida-based deli has filed for bankruptcy. 2J's, which operates 16 locations in Broward and Palm Beach counties, on Wednesday announced the decision to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in a statement from President and CEO Maxwell Piet. Piet called the decision the best path forward for 2J's. He went on to say it is the direct result of the devastating economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our restaurants throughout Florida. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling and everything.
Sitting on the patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, okay, I've got your estimate for you. And I said, okay. And he said, nothing.
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just flaked, looks like snow coming down. You could have seen it all over the floor. It's just flaking, And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who is a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
Lastly, wholesale retailer Costco is requiring all customers wear face coverings starting next week due to the coronavirus pandemic. The new policy starts next Monday, May 4th, in all stores, including the 28 Costco warehouses in Florida. After years of resisting changes that would permit student athletes to receive compensation for the use of their names and images likeness, the Board of Governors now supports modifications to rules so that college athletes can receive compensation for third-party endorsements. In general, this means that college athletes will be able to hire agents and sign endorsement deals without running afoul of amateurism rules and without losing their NCAA eligibility. News time is 8:24. Weather and traffic together will be next.
$8:26 the time right now. The Get Up and Go Show. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, on I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce, there's some large debris in the roadway. You want to slow down and use caution up that way. It's at mile marker 131, I-95 northbound, right before you hit Orange Avenue. There's your latest look at traffic. 73 now in Stewart's In Port St. Lucie, 71. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. And through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:30 the time right now as we head to outer space where Randy Siegel is standing by with your daily dose of space in another place from whatever planet he chooses to be on today. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, sir. George Jetson just flew by.
Oh.
Wow.
Was his boy Elroy with him?
Yes, he was.
How about daughter Judy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Jane, his wife?
Sure.
Bet you didn't think I could remember all that.
What about Astro?
Oh, yeah, Astro. Thank you,
Astro.
Phil.
Yeah.
Astro the doggy. Yep.
By the way, Randy, say hi to Phil. He is one of our guest co-hosts, and he's actually on the line with us today.
Hi to Phil.
How you doing?
Doing great.
So what's going on in space, Randy?
Well, so on this date in history, back in 2017, the Russians, for the first time, launched only 2 crew members on their Soyuz TMA-2 spacecraft. And it was the first time that the Russians had used the new approach, taking 6 hours to get to the space station instead of taking 2 days. In this particular launch, the 2 astronauts that went up were Fyodor Yurchikhin from Russia and Jack Fisher from the United States. And when they landed, they brought home Peggy Whitson with them. Peggy had a long-term space flight, and she learned a lot about weightlessness and what's gone on. What's interesting is that it was Peggy's third flight into space and last flight. For Jack Fisher, it was his only space flight, and for Theodore Yurchurkin, it was his fifth and his last space flight. Good work was done on the space station by astronauts making their final visit up there. Speaking about the International Space Station, on board, Commander Chris Cassidy worked on a pair of U.S. spacesuits in the Quest airlock. He was cleaning cooling loops, replacing components, checking for leaks. NASA is planning a series of spacewalks later this year to upgrade power and science systems on the orbiting lab. Cassidy, who last served in 2013 as an Expedition 36 flight engineer, also cleaned the Veggie Pods botany research hardware after growing lettuce and Mizuna greens in the Columbus Lab module. Next, he swapped out batteries in the Astro Bee robot assistant, then set up audio software for a hearing assessment. The Russian crew members, Anatoly Ivanushin and Ivan Wagner, worked in the morning on a long-running study to understand how the human heart adapts to microgravity. The duo then split up for Earth research studies and life support maintenance on board the station. We're learning from Russia that they're having a hard time with the coronavirus. The Russian space program has been hit extremely hard by the virus, and as a result, they've had to stand down in doing a lot of work that they wanted to do on board the station. And from Russia, the Russians also let it be known by Russian astronaut Sergei Kud-Zervakov, who has yet to fly in space, that mold grows in space the same way it does back here on Earth. Mold does rather well. It appears to be the most common type of mold that we have on Earth, but it has migrated to the International Space Station. Very interesting fact. Anybody that goes to work on any of the Roscosmos operational headquarters has to go through temperature checks. The Russians are trying to cut down the number of people that might be exposed to the coronavirus in the Russian control rooms. This is the reason why they are taking tremendous precautions. The number of coronavirus infections among employees of Roscosmos per day increased by 31, reaching 148 at the headquarters. Dmitry Rogozin noted that 4 have died and 2 have recovered. We're trying to figure out the amount of money that the Russians actually get for going into space. It appears that the Russians will get, and get ready for this, $1,367 extra for going into space per month. That could increase to $2,721 if they do a good job. So as far as Russia is concerned, you don't go into space for the money. Also, we've learned that the Russians are penalizing the members of any crew or the scientists if an expedition does not come down in the right location, or if there's a postponement that takes place. They have to pay a penalty, according to new records. NASA's administrator, Jim Bridenstine, has named Jeff Seaton as the agency's acting chief information officer, following the retirement of Renee Wynn on August 30th. Previously to his appointment, Seaton served as Deputy Chief Information Officer, where he supported the leadership and integration of NASA's corporate missions. Speaking about NASA's corporate missions, the Government Accountability Office has said that NASA is overspending their money. They're saying that additional cost growths and schedule delays are likely after NASA establishes a new launch date for the Artemis 1 mission, which will be an uncrewed flight of the Space Launch System and the Orion crew capsule and associated ground systems. They're saying that NASA is not keeping good control on the costs that they're going to be spending for the new Artemis launch vehicle. I would not be too surprised to see them look for an alternative vehicle that might do the same thing. Could SpaceX be in the hunt for that? Well, Rocket Labs is having to stand down a little bit before they launch their first rocket from Virginia. The launch is now scheduled for no earlier than the third quarter of this year, versus earlier projections of the second quarter. Rocket Labs has launched from New Zealand, and now they're trying to establish their first mission from American soil. Well, you want to go to Mars, and you want to have a Mars helicopter. Well, that Mars helicopter has now been named. Ingenuity is the name of that new helicopter for Mars. Vanessa Rupani, a junior at Tuscaloosa County High School in Newport, Alabama, came up with the name and the motivation behind it during NASA's Name the Rover essay contest. Rupani was among 28,000 essays submitted to NASA by kindergarten to 12th grade students from every U.S. state and territory for recommending names for the next Mars rover. So it's kind of cool that we now have a name for that new rover, Ingenuity. Speaking about Ingenuity, China has rolled out a Long March 5 launcher to its launch pad. This is the vehicle that they will use when they put into orbit their new space station and they start sending astronauts to that. The primary goal of the test launching into low Earth orbit is to show that the vehicle is ready to put into orbit that Tianhe core module of a Chinese space station. That launch should take place sometime in May, if everything goes well. It is a big version of the Long March series of rockets, and it is imperative that they get it working properly if they intend to start sending new missions into space with Chinese astronauts, who are known as Toikonauts. Lastly, we want to tell you that Europe's spaceport in French Guiana expects to start gearing up again starting on May 11th, when France lifts a nationwide lockdown that includes French Guiana. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you about mission extensions and the Air Force wanting more providers for launches. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's your daily dose of space in another place with the one and only Randy Siegel, who joins us each and every weekday at 8:30 to get us all caught up on what's happening in the world of NASA. Time to head over to LA's downtown deli, where Bonnie's standing by with the latest and greatest food and treats.
That's right, Evan. And, you know, the showers and the thunderstorms are going to be coming through pretty soon. So you might want to jump on that wagon early and get on over to Ellie's Deli and pick up some of that comfort food a warm and toasty panini, so comforting for today, and make it a smoked pulled pork melt. And this pork is slow roasted in-house in a Thai chili barbecue sauce. The sandwich comes with sauteed onions, garlic mayo, pepper jack cheese, pressed hot on a brioche bun. Other comfort foods, including the fresh jumbo wraps. Chef Mark is preparing 2 soups of the day right now, so you want to pick up on those special soup flavors. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart is open with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's is also making dinners with a full menu available for any number of guests you might have. And remember, they also have fabulous desserts as well. Give them a call at 772-781-6605 to order or pick up. They're at 18 Southeast 6th Street, downtown Stuart, just off Colorado. Call them at 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold is opening up at $1,705.50 an ounce, and silver is opening up at $15.18 an ounce. $8:43 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news once again. Here's Bonnie at the news desk.
Thank you, Evan. The Department of Health is reporting another 47 coronavirus-related deaths in Florida, with the toll now topping 1,200. Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to reopen Florida in phases.
Safe, smart, and we're going to do this step by step. We are trying to build a foundation for the future of the state of Florida.
DeSantis says retail businesses will be allowed to reopen at 25% indoor capacity. Schools will continue distance learning, and a ban on elective surgeries is lifted. Rob Van Winkle, better known as rapper Vanilla Ice, is helping a special needs teacher during the COVID-19 pandemic. WPTV's Tanya Roberts has the story.
Finishing touches to a renovation project at Lana Watson's Port St. Lucie home.
The siding on the house was rotting off and buckling and everything.
Sitting on the patio wasn't enjoyable.
Whatever the texture or stuff that they put up there kept crumbling down. So I'd have to sweep it up.
She asked friends for help.
Rob gave me a call and he goes, "Okay, I've got your estimate for you." And I said, "Okay." And he said nothing.
Rob says with all the different repairs that were needed, it could have cost her up to $10,000.
She didn't realize until Rob arrived that it was Rob Van Winkle, known as rapper Vanilla Ice. He's been renovating homes for years.
This stuff just flaked, looks like snow coming down. You could have seen it all over the floor. It's just flaking, you know? And that's stucco with paint mixture.
The celebrity and a master carpenter did the repairs.
You can't live in a house that's falling apart, and her house was falling apart. Well, we kind of got a hold on it now.
Lana, who is a lung cancer survivor, says this week is her birthday.
Ridiculously grateful. This whole thing has just been such a gift. He's so genuine and generous.
She sprinkles a lot of magic over the community and these children and their lives and their parents of these children, and really makes a difference in their lives. And I figured since she does all that magic that we would sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and magic around the house here for her. I'm honored to be here and do this for her.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
A popular South Florida-based deli has filed for bankruptcy. 2J's, which operates 16 locations in Broward and Palm Beach counties, on Wednesday announced the decision to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in a statement from President and CEO Maxwell Piet. Piet called the decision the best path forward for 2J's. He went on to say it is the direct result of the devastating economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our restaurants throughout Florida. Lastly, wholesale retailer Costco is requiring all customers wear face coverings starting next week due to the coronavirus pandemic. The new policy starts on Monday in all stores, including the 28 Costco warehouses in Florida. Miami Marlins CEO Derek Jeter will have to wait for his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame because the pandemic. This year's ceremonies are being postponed until next year. News time is 8:46, and weather and traffic together are next.
8:47 right now, the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, it's looking good on the roads, traffic-wise. No accidents for our major now for Martin County and St. Lucie County. There's your latest look at traffic. We're up to 76 in Stewart, and it's 74 in Port St. Lucie. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, warm and humid with increasing chances for showers and strong thunderstorms. Through the afternoon, showers and some strong to severe storms are possible, moving from west to east. Storms will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and winds out of the southwest. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, it's that time of the program for Phil's top 10 list.
Good morning. And from the home office of Yeehaw Junction, Florida, top 10 canceled prom themes. Top 10 canceled prom themes. We all know proms were canceled due to this corona mess. So here are the top 10 canceled prom themes. Number 10. Remember when we still had to go to school? Number 9. Number 9, our sagging dollar.
Okay.
Number 8, a night in Kim Kardashian's basement. Number 7, mudslide or milkshake.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll take the milkshake.
Yeah, right. Number 6, the best years of our lives are now over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Number 5, bring your mom night. That's for the AV club, I guess.
Yeah.
Number 4, surrounded by infected ticks.
Oh,
Ticks.
maybe they're having
Ticks.
they're having a prom
Ticks.
out in the woods or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, a crummy gym with a couple of streamers.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds like a very sad prom.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Number 2, Joe Biden's pajama party. And number 1, McDonald's is hiring. And there's your top 10 list.
Well, there you go. Let's see, top 10 list
Yeah.
pertaining to proms.
And that McDonald's is hiring might be the talk of the night at the prom.
That's about it,
Yeah.
right?
That or the milkshake.
I'll take a mudslide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Mudslides
right.
are pretty good.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So on the Thursday edition, as we do each and every Thursday, because this is when I get these facts, it's time to play the Get Up and Go show version of Slogan Off. Bonnie is very familiar with Slogan Off. Phil, I know you are because you played it with us last Thursday. Read a slogan and you're going to tell me what it is. If you get it right, you get a point and you retain control. Okay. If you don't get it right, then control goes over to the other person and they have to guess what it is and they could gain control.
So if you get it right, you can play again, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So you can possibly win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
Okay.
Possible 10 points. So Phil, we're going to have you go. Actually, I'm going to have Bonnie go first. And there's a reason why I'm having Bonnie go first. I'm not going to say why.
All right.
Not picking on you, but because this question really pertains to you. Okay.
So I should know it?
You should know this. Okay. Here we go. Tastes so good, cats ask for it by name.
Oh, Friskies. It's not Friskies?
No.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
Phil, you can gain control and get the point if you get this right. Otherwise, control goes back to Bonnie.
Meow Mix.
Correct.
Sure, that's a popular
Bonnie,
brand,
I
too.
thought for sure you would know that one.
Well, they don't get Meow Mix; they get Friskies. So
Okay,
that's
all
all I
right,
know.
All right. All
They
right.
get the better stuff.
All righty.
It's like filet mignon or Burger King, man.
Yeah, really. Come on.
That fancy feast they advertise, my cats don't care for fancy feast.
Really? Too
Yeah.
fancy for them, huh? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh! All right. All right. Phil, you have control. Here we go. A diamond is
A girl's best friend.
incorrect. Bonnie, you can gain control on this.
Forever.
Correct. We have to hold on one second. We have a phone caller right now. Hi, you're on the air. Okay. I
Oh.
guess they didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
All right.
probably wanted to play and then they got shy about it.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, Bonnie, you have control. Bet you can't eat just one.
Pringles.
Incorrect. Phil? Incorrect. It's Lay's potato chips.
Potato chips. Yeah,
Control goes back to Bonnie. Okay, here we go. Advancement through technology. Give you a hint. Has to do with a car.
Oh, with a car. I was going to say IBM. No, that's what I was going to say.
No. I gave you a hint. It's through a car, and it's a foreign car. That's as best as I can give to you.
A Toyota.
Incorrect. Phil?
Nissan.
Incorrect. It's Audi.
Oh,
Audi. Phil is still winning with just 1 point. Okay. Bonnie, control
That's
is
what
still
I like to do. Yeah.
Control is in your hand. Okay. Here we go, Bonnie. Love hurts, blank works.
Love hurts, blank
works. And I'll give you a hint. It's something that's in the form of a cream. Love hurts, blank works.
Preparation H.
No. That would be a real pain. Okay. Can't believe you said that.
Wait, now I got 1 point because earlier, Evan, I got the the jewelry.
That's right. Okay, so we're tied. Okay,
tied
Phil, you can take control. Love hurts, blank works.
Preparation H. I don't know.
Which one?
I do not know, unfortunately.
Well, it's a buzzer. It's Asper cream.
Oh,
Asper
pretty close to Preparation H, I guess.
Asper cream. I don't know, what does Asper cream do. I don't know.
I have to
don't even look it up.
Okay.
Don't even go there.
All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Bonnie, if you don't get this one, we have problems.
Yeah.
You have control. Your derriere deserves expert care.
Your derriere?
Yes, your derriere, your bottom.
Oh,
deserves extra cream. Expert care. Expert care.
I think that might be it depends.
No.
Depends.
Phil? Your
Comes with your
derriere
subscription of AARP.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Your derriere deserves expert care.
Tux?
No. It's Preparation H.
Wow.
One question off. Well, that's a wrap for today. This show was not a pain in the behind, that's for sure.
We were talking about garage sales earlier.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing I found at one was an opened tube of Preparation H for 25 cents.
Oh, that's disgusting. Well, that's a wrap for the show. First and foremost, Phil, thanks for joining us these last couple of days. We'll talk to you next week. And as always, say goodnight, Phil.
Good night, Phil.
Bonnie, chow mein,
Honduras,
and Arriva Dirty, in the words of Ellen DeGeneres.
Be kind to one another.
Be kind to one another, folks. And remember, wash your hands. Pretty simple. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is just around the corner. Don't you dare go anywhere. Bye-bye for now. We'll see you tomorrow morning.